months when you will have like zero work. Start making $2,000 a month. Vicious circle when you spend money on more makeup. Do you want to practice on me for free on Sunday? And they will not allow you to sit. Makeup is not a regular thing that people come to a beauty salon for. If I knew how working as a makeup artist would affect my health, I think I would not go into that profession. Hi, my name is Daniel Balovi. I'm a professional makeup artist and hairstylist from Russia, and also do a bit of photography. I was thinking about filming this video for quite a long time, and I was preparing myself quite a lot because today I want to speak about the downsides of working as a makeup artist. The profession of makeup artistry is highly glamorized these days, and many people just don't understand how challenging this profession can be. And that's why I decided to put all together, like all my knowledge, all my experience of working as a makeup artist in Russia, in Moscow. This is important because maybe your experience will vary depending on the place where you live. Probably it will vary, so of course. And I wanted to speak about all the flaws of working as a makeup artist, all the problems that this profession has. So if you're curious about it, if you're interested, what is it like to be a makeup artist, like truly what is all the bad that makeup artistry gives you as a profession, then please get your coffee, tea, or any beverage of your choice. Stay with me. I will speak about many different aspects like money, health, attitude. I really hope that you will enjoy this video, and please, while I still remember, give this video a like, subscribe, write a comment. This will really help to promote my channel because I really need that in life, and I will highly appreciate that. And yes, this is fully my experience, my emotions about this, and they may be different from other people's experience. So if this offends you, I'm sorry. I'm speaking from my heart. I'm filming this video for people who maybe are makeup artists and you're kind of tired of toxic positivity in other social media. So this video is for you to whine about the problems, maybe about your health issues, maybe about money and all the stuff, all the bad stuff that makeup artistry has and which affects your life. So please feel free to write that you are unhappy with something. I will understand, everybody will understand that this video is for that, okay? And I'm also trying to speak about all the drawbacks, all the bad stuff that makeup artistry has for people who may be considering to become a makeup artist. And I really think that you need to know what can go wrong with this profession. Okay, let's start the video. There are like 12 main aspects that I want to speak about and 3 bonus aspects. And we will start with the first one, which is the money aspect. Makeup is not a regular service. So people do not consider that the thing that they need on their monthly basis, for example. It is easier to find your regular clients if you're working with nails, if you do the brows, if you work with hair, if you do the lashes, for example. But if your client books you for makeup once a year, this is your regular client. Because, at least in Russia, there are very few occasions when a woman decides to hire a makeup artist. This is maybe graduation, maybe wedding, maybe once for a pregnancy photo shoot. There are people who will maybe have more experience going to a makeup artist, but in Russia, That's it. Women think of makeup as of something that they can do themselves because their face is here right in front of them in the mirror. And they treasure like hairstyles much more because they really can't see the back of their head. Even with mirrors, it's not very comfortable. And that's why they're usually willing to pay for a hairstyle. I mean like bridal type of hairstyle. This is also like, when I say hairstylist, this is what I mean, like I'm a hairstylist. They're willing to pay for the hairstyle much more willingly than for a makeup. And makeup is kind of more pricey because of all the other stuff I'm going to speak about in a minute. And actually makeup look that is like professionally done will impact your appearance much more than a hairstyle. If you have to choose between a hairstyle and makeup, choose the makeup. It is more important in your appearance. The second thing about money that you need to understand is that there are months when you will have to work like a horse and you won't see your family, your friends, and you won't see any weekends, like any breaks. And there will be months when you will have like zero work, zero clients, nobody. And this is very frustrating and can really impact you like mentally when you don't have any money on, or when you don't have any like days when you can really relax. The third point is that the barrier of entrance is quite high. At least it's higher than doing like bridal hair. You have to buy brushes which are quite expensive. You have to pay for your education and also for some training courses to upgrade your qualification. You have to buy makeup. Makeup is incredibly expensive. You also really want to upgrade your case like infinitely. You really can't stop upgrading your makeup case because you want, I don't know, a palette that came out recently. Maybe the trends changed and now you have to buy some type of new makeup to satisfy your clients. And you fall into this vicious circle when you make money and then you spend money on more makeup. You will also spend quite a lot of time becoming a true professional because after you finish your makeup courses, you really are not a skilled makeup artist yet. You will have to practice and train for at least 1 year, but objectively it will be 2 years of your practice to become a very skilled makeup artist. And there will be no money in that period, or maybe you will even go like into minus because you will have to pay to models or photographers to create your portfolio. It will also take quite a lot of time to find your clients, to become known to a wide range of people. And at least, for example, in Moscow, people are not so willing to speak about their makeup artists. They don't even know their neighbors. So it will take quite a lot of time to become known to people that you are doing makeup and that you're a makeup artist and they can book you. I don't know if this is a thing in your country, but several years ago I was seeing this advertisements, ads for like courses to become a makeup artist, and they told that finish our courses of makeup artistry and start making $2,000 a month starting next month. And I know that maybe that amount of money is okay for your country, but for Russia, that was like a very big sum of money to start making only like after 1 month of training or something. And I was asking my friend whether she was making 2K a month. And she said, well, no. And she was working for, I don't know, 3 or 4 years at that time. She was a practicing makeup artist of almost 4 years, and she wasn't making that amount of money. I feel that these makeup schools are kind of also participating in the glamorizing this profession. They also try to find people who will go into learning makeup artistry in order to make money, and they try to make money on those people. And I really don't like that makeup schools are really trying to get more money by using such type of advertisements that aren't actually true. They just glamorize the profession even more and de-evaluate devastated. The profession loses its value, I guess, because people think that makeup artistry equals easy money, which is not true, at least in Russia. Well, what if I will be a makeup artist in a salon, like in a beauty salon? If we're talking about Russian beauty salons, they don't need makeup artists, because makeup artistry, like makeup, is not a regular thing that people come to a beauty salon for. They need you with something else, something that will bring clients to the salon. For example, it might be brows, it might be brow tattoos, lip tattoos. What do they call it? In Russia we call it tatouage. I don't know if that's a thing. Maybe microblading. Maybe you just do like regular brows, or you do the lash extensions, something like this. If you don't do that, they are not interested in hiring you, because you won't bring any clients to them. If you get a skill, that additional skill that will get you into the beauty salon, do I need to tell you that you won't be growing as a makeup artist, and you will be doing only that thing that clients come to the salon for? And what if I want to go and work for a brand in a shop, like for, I don't know, MAC, Giorgio Armani, Chanel, NYX, and other brands? If you go to work for a shop, there are high chances that you will deal with makeup more, because you will have the opportunity to test and try all different types of makeup. You will be helping your clients to look for the perfect match of the foundation. You will generally have more opportunities to grow as a makeup artist, but your main goal will be to sell makeup. They will first of all help you grow into a person who is able to sell but not to do makeup. Although it is already better than going into like Russian type of salon, if you understand what I mean. Maybe in your country, if you go to work as a makeup artist into a salon, it's a different situation. You should keep that in mind. Yes, your development as a makeup artist won't be as fast, but it will exist at least somehow. But what I would like to say, that working in a shop is a very hard job, because you have to stand on your feet throughout the whole day, and they will not allow you to sit. You will have like maybe one break for half an hour throughout 11 or 12 hours of standing, which is absolutely ridiculous. And even if there are absolutely no clients, they, like the people who work there, are not allowed to sit, which I find absolutely absurd and dehumanizing. There is an exception that made me really respect a brand. So this is Chanel. Chanel allows their employees to sit. And this just blew my mind when I saw that in a Chanel shop, like makeup shop, their staff was sitting. After that, I had so much respect that I started buying Chanel makeup. Literally, this just made my heart so warm and melted. For me, standing when there are no people in the shop is pure torture. People who just do that are heroes, I guess. There is also another aspect. Maybe it is more of like Russian specifics. But when I was thinking about going to work for MAC, I wanted to work in a nice place in the center of the city where there are many people, and I was denied because I didn't have much of experience. I was a makeup artist for only maybe 1 or 1.5 years at that time, and I didn't want to travel to the other part of Moscow, like a very far away part of Moscow, to work for MAC. So I even didn't do the interview. And then after some time, I went to one of the central MAC shops, and there was one guy who was working for that shop. And he was a makeup artist for maybe 1 month or something. And because he was a guy, they put him in one of the best places in Moscow to sell MAC makeup. Because he's a guy, maybe he will be able to sell more stuff to women. And he was younger than me, he had less experience than me. I also had like degree in economics at that point. And this just, why? Why it's so sexist? It was kind of sexist to see a guy with no experience in the center of Moscow, and I wasn't even considered. Okay, and what if to go to work for a channel as a makeup artist for some like programs on TV? I tried that. First of all, your salary won't be as high as if you go freelance. Secondly, you really need to know somebody who knows somebody to get there. It's not easy to find a place there because it is kind of considered to be more or less prestige, I don't know. Also, many makeup artists who work for TV and programs, they use very cheap makeup, which is, I don't know, using cheap makeup is kind of depressing a little bit. It doesn't bring you that much joy, but you have a lot of people. You don't want to spend so much money on makeup because you don't get so much money from this work. This is only my feelings and my experience, but when I was working on set for a channel, I felt that the makeup artist was sort of a scapegoat. Maybe I was unlucky, or maybe it's a normal thing, maybe there was something wrong with me, I don't know. But whenever we were not doing everything in time or on time, I was the one who was sort of in charge. This was my fault in some way. For example, the guest was late for 2 hours and I was doing her makeup for more than 15 minutes, and also hair, also had to do hair. And it was my fault that it is already so much time. If the director had bad mood, the makeup artist was at fault. I don't know how to describe it, but it was quite frustrating. And also I felt that when you worked on a channel, the days when you didn't have a lot of guests, it was a very boring job because you had to sit in the filming room in the dark where you can't do anything, and you have to powder your actor once in 30 minutes. And that's it. So you did the makeup in the beginning and then you only have to powder that person every 30 minutes, and that's what you do for the whole day. It was frustrating for me because I really enjoy doing makeup, and sitting and doing absolutely nothing just was killing me. To sum up this big paragraph about makeup artistry and money, I would like to say that when we look at the makeup artists who are famous, who make a lot of money, we think that this is the profession that brings a lot of money. But this is a survivor era because we see the best of the best, and we don't see how many hundreds and thousands of people are trying to become makeup artists. They go into that profession, they finish the courses, they buy the makeup, they try to do that, but they understand that this is too much, this is hard, and they can't compete, and this job just doesn't bring them money. There are so many people who maybe were even like talented, but decided that this wasn't for them because of how unstable, money-wise, this profession was for them. The second big aspect is about working with people. I was quite lucky. Throughout my 5.5 years of working as a makeup artist, I had maybe 2 or 3 people that were really uncomfortable to work with. Other than that, my clients were amazing. I was really blessed with them. But what we have to keep in mind is that we are working with one of the most intimate parts of a person's body, the face. It's the thing that people identify as, and every little change may affect their mood and how they perceive themselves. So you have to be really delicate. But what makes it even harder is that you sometimes have not only to work with the person you do the makeup on, but also with that person's relatives that happen to be around. And I would like to underline the next point. If you were my client and I did your makeup more than once, then the next stories are not about you and not about your family, I swear. For example, your client may be a super sweet lady, lovely to work with, but she has a husband that wants to be included in every decision, and he wants to make sure that you add that amount of blush that he wants to see on his wife. Or sometimes it can be even worse. For example, it's not a husband of your client, but some relative, maybe a husband of the sister of your client, something like that. And while you do the makeup and hair and prepare your beautiful client for a nice evening, this guy, this man, starts to question your existence as a person, as a makeup artist, as a professional. He is considering your profession to be stupid, and why are you even work as a makeup artist? And at some point, this man, he's usually 45 plus, maybe 45, 50, somewhere there. I don't know what makes man so at this age. I don't know why, but this usually happens to men 40, 45 plus years old. So he starts to brag about the money he makes and how good he is in his profession. I don't know, has a business and do, I don't know, pipes, building and stuff. I don't know. And you have to concentrate on the client, on your client that you do makeup on, and you see that person for the first time, while this man you also see for the first time is trying to de-evaluate your whole career. Maybe you are like stupid for going into makeup artistry and you can't do anything else. And sometimes this is more normal, in my opinion, when you're preparing a bride and all of her relatives are working near you. Just stop and look at how you do the makeup, like this close, just looking at you, what you're doing there. Well, this can be a little bit uncomfortable, but I consider this to be fine, but you have to be ready for that. The next specifics of working with people is connected to you working with models, photographers, and other people on set. So these people are very creative and artistic, and the percentage of the people who had a 9-to-5 job is a little bit lower than in other professions. So, as these people are creative and artistic, they sometimes may lack organization skills. So if we take on average, you will run into disorganization when people are late, when you have to stay late, when you have the schedule but it wasn't quite followed more often that you would in other professions that are not as creative. Sometimes the photographer wouldn't know how to communicate with a big group of people and wouldn't know how to work in a team. Sometimes the models will be late and show up on set with wet hair and you don't have a blow dryer because this wasn't kind of planned. And finding your perfect team that you will feel comfortable to work with will be quite hard, and it will take quite a lot of time to find your people that you have similar vision of beauty, of how it should look like, because you may also have arguments about this aspect as well. I wouldn't say that this is like a big drawback, but more of like a specifics that you have to be ready for. If we are speaking about filming music clips, movies, maybe ads, then you will always be late. They never go as planned and they always have to stay later. In my practice, I had only one director who managed not only to finish everything in time, but actually even before the time, and she was a very high organized Virgo. The third huge drawback is what people think about being a makeup artist, so their attitude to the profession. Again, I'm speaking about my experience in Russia as a Russian citizen, people don't take makeup artistry seriously. People think that it's only waving the brush and that's it. It's not a big deal. They think that you might be stupid because you got this job because you were unable to get a degree and go and get a serious job, and that's why you do that, because you're, I don't know, stupid or something. Also, you get this constant devaluation and depreciation. We need a makeup artist only to powder the people on set. There will be 6 actors. Yes, the filming will be going for 8 hours. It will be, yes, we're doing a music clip, and you will only need like to powder them. That's it. For 6 people in 8 hours, and they want you to do that for maybe $50, which is absurd because it's 8 hours of your time. Or the client wants to book you but wants you to drop the price, so she asks, well, I need just a very light makeup look and just curls, just a light makeup look. And she means like a full makeup with very nice hair. And it's not like just curls, just a light makeup look. Or my favorite, which is painful for me. Do you want to practice on me? Yes, on Sunday at 10 o'clock in the morning. Yes, we will have 1 hour and then I will have a photo shoot for myself. Do you want to practice on me for free on Sunday? Or this thing happened to me with quite a wealthy lady. She wanted to, like, do you want to practice on me? Yes, I will be filming a clip. I'm doing a music clip. Do you want to practice on me? You make good money. You have money to pay me for my job. Why are you asking to do that for free? I just don't understand. Another really devaluating thing is when they ask you, well, you also do the nails, right? No, I don't do the nails. I'm not a nail technician. Why do you think that if I do makeup, I also know how to do the nails? The 4th big drawback of being a makeup artist is a very close attachment to the social media. You have to do the social media, to make the posts, to put your portfolio up there for everyone to see, because this is your way to book your clients. They want to see what you can do. You have to write some articles and like small posts under your photos. You have to involve your followers and what you do for you to be promoted on the platform. You will also have to use social media to look for clients, models, for photographers, and for other opportunities of collaboration. You also have to watch how the trends are changing, what is happening, what is new, what new makeup is released, to stay trendy. This results in a high chance of you becoming addicted to social media, unfortunately. You have to spend a lot of time there, and your life just goes by while you sit in the social media. You open your social media apps to do something useful, and you just get hooked on the stuff the social media is showing you. And this is a very big problem. You also get frustrated when you do not get the likes, the comments, and when your social media does not develop as fast and as rapid as you wish it would. And also you lose the joy of using social media because you are creating all of those posts not for yourself, not for your own delight, but for other people to get interested in you and your account, which also leads to more frustration. The 5th drawback, and nobody talks about it actually, is isolation. When you get into the courses to become a makeup artist, you will be either in a very small group, or you will have an individual training, and you won't have this big group of people that you work with, because the educational process is not very long, so you don't become like very super attached, and you at some point will feel that you are isolated because you don't have friends, you don't have colleagues, you don't have people you work with a lot, maybe models, photographers, but they change all the time. So there is not so much room to make this close connection with people. We're not talking about people who went to work for a makeup shop. We're talking about freelance makeup artists. So there is no team and there is no company that wants the colleagues to become friends and to become more friendly and spend more time. You will have to initiate and organize your friends' interaction, and this also takes quite some energy to do so. And you will have to do that on your own. And you will probably have like a smaller group of people. You won't have a big group of friends in your life. Also, there won't be in your life such thing as like a company's party on New Year or some other events. You will only be working on those events as a makeup artist, maybe. So forget about getting dressed for New Year and spending that time with colleagues. You will have to initiate that on your own with your friends, always. And even if you found your friends and your people, you won't spend so much time with them. You will mostly speak to them via social media and you will see them very rarely, which is upsetting. The sixth big minus drawback is the schedule. Your work days, like from Monday till Friday, will be more free usually, and your weekends, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, will be your main days for working. You will also probably have to work during holidays because people tend to celebrate them and they want to look good sometimes. So yeah, you may also forget about all the holidays. You will be missing your friends' birthdays because you are having a job, or you will be refusing a job that pays you quite a lot to go for a birthday, and you also have to get a gift. You already refused a job and you're also buying a gift, so it's a very big gift actually. You will be coming home at 5 minutes to midnight on a New Year's Eve because you were preparing some ladies for the party. You will be unable to spend some time with your friends on a Friday evening because you have to wake up at 3 a.m. next morning on Saturday to go to a bride and get her prepared for a very early wedding. Why they want their wedding to be that early, just why? You will be even coming late on your own birthday party because, well, I had this job opportunity and I really did not want to miss it. You will have more free time on Mondays, Tuesdays, Wednesdays and Thursdays, but all of your friends will be too busy with their normal office job and they won't come to see you. So you usually won't have as much vacations as people who have an office job. And schedule wise, at one day you will have to wake up extremely early, like 3 or 4 a.m. and the other day you will only get home at 2 a.m. So your schedule is absolutely crazy. I hope you are still with me because the next drawback is the health problem. If I knew how working as a makeup artist would affect my health, I think I would not go into that profession. I would like to say that my health isn't very strong to begin with. First of all, my eyesight is extremely bad. I have minus 12. It's a lot, trust me. Also, I have quite weak ligaments, if it's the correct word. So this is what my arms can do. Now it's not painful. So my tendons are quite weak and this affects my whole life. So I also have flat feet, osteochondrosis in my neck area and PCOS, so yeah. I also have quite a high risk of becoming diabetic because my father has type 2 diabetes. But what I would like to say is that I never had any pain in my back before becoming a makeup artist. And so let's start with the main health problem that makeup artists achieve, develop. It's the problems with their spine, with their back. The amount of makeup artists who have a good, healthy posture, I don't know, it's so small, so tiny. And usually these are the makeup artists who are 5'3" or shorter, so it's 160 centimeters or shorter. So shorter makeup artists usually have better posture. And if we are speaking about taller makeup artists, all of them look like a question mark, like that. So I'm 180, 5'11". They don't build chairs for us to work, actually. They're too small, they're too low, it's not very comfortable. Depending on in which pose you do the makeup, different areas of your spine, of your back, will hurt. So, for example, if you're tall and the person is just sitting on a regular chair and you have to bend all the way to do the makeup, this is just fatality. Your whole back is ruined, it will be in pain, your lower back, your neck, your shoulder blade, everything will hurt. If you decide to sit down and your client is also sitting down, actually this way you work a little bit slower. If you work while sitting down, you will actually work a little bit slower, which is sometimes not so good, but it will result in you holding your arm all the time like this, and your shoulder blade will be killing you. Also, this area of your neck will work a little bit more because you will have to lean, and this muscle will also cramp. But the shoulder blade, it's the worst. Also, if you're a short makeup artist and the chair is too high for you, you will also have to lift your arm way too high, and this will also result in this pain in your shoulder blade. And if you get spasms in one area of your spine, it will go into all the other areas and your whole spine will get messed up, which is very unfortunate. If only I knew that my 6-year-old spasm under my shoulder blade, which occurred because of working as a makeup artist with your hand, will result in a fibrous tissue, like it's sort of like scarring tissue, but not like scarring, but fibrous tissue. It changed its structure and I have chronic pain and like chronic spasm there. It's really hard for me to put my shoulder down. Maybe I wouldn't go into this profession. And I would have thought twice about this profession because it's not only just like waving your brush. It's actually, it's quite painful. The worst thing health-wise that happened to me because of working as a makeup artist is the active progression of my osteochondrosis in my neck area, and because of that it resulted in noise in my ears, and I have not heard a full quietness in my ears for 2 years, which is really frustrating. Sometimes it gets better, sometimes it gets worse, and I really have to find a good pose to sleep because this affects my neck quite a lot. Maybe it also happens with the spasms here. Maybe it will get better, I don't know, but I'm working on that right now. The second area that will be affected by working as a makeup artist is legs. It's quite easy here, so flat feet, swelling. This is really bad for your veins in your legs. So this is an individual thing, but because I have weak ligaments, the problem with my right foot got a little bit escalated. I have some displacements in my foot, and because I had to work standing, my foot got worse throughout time. And I really have some problems with walking or riding a bicycle, but this is my personal thing. And it won't happen to you, I'm pretty sure. So what I wanted to say is that if you have any genetical problems that you are prone to in your legs, makeup artistry will escalate them and enhance them, and they may appear if you have not had them before. Another area that may be affected is your hand and your arm. So you may develop bursitis and hygromas. You may get spasms in your arm that will clench a nerve, and this may result in very unpleasant pain. And once this happened to me, my right half of my body, like the skin on right half of my body just got numb, which was crazy, all of because of the spasm in my arm that then went up to my shoulder. I also have problems with my hand here. In this movement I have pain and spasms, so this is because of working as a makeup artist, doing the hair. This all affected my hand, not in a good way, unfortunately. Your eyesight may also get worse because of working as a makeup artist, because you have to do the social media thing. You also sometimes have to work in the conditions where your light is not really good. But if the light is good, I would say that there is not so much problem when you're working and doing the makeup, because you have to work with your eyes, look for a brush, for a makeup product, and then look at the person. So your eyes are working. This is really good. But if the light is bad, or if we're talking about doing the social media, your eyes may suffer. But we're living in the era of computers and screens, so I think that most of the professions may ruin your eyesight even more than the makeup job will do so. I've also never heard of people talking about the effect of working as a makeup artist on your endocrine system. As I've said, I have quite a high risk of becoming diabetic because my father has type 2 diabetes. So I'm more prone to some endocrine problems. The effect on other people also exists, maybe not so big one. As you don't have a normal schedule, sometimes you have to wake up at 3 a.m., sometimes you have to go to sleep at 2 a.m., and your schedule is absolutely crazy. This is pure stress for your body, and this rises your cortisol levels, and cortisol affects insulin, and high insulin is not a good thing. Also because your schedule is absolutely crazy, you don't eat properly. Sometimes you just don't have time to eat because you're working like crazy for 8 hours straight with no breaks, and sometimes you just eat whatever you see, and sometimes you come home late and you just eat a lot. All of this also affects your insulin levels, and it also affects your pancreas. And this results in maybe some problems with your liver, with your hormonal system. This is not really good. Because of this schedule, when I had to be in this total stress of waking up early, not sleeping enough, and the next day going to sleep too late, I developed insulin resistance. So it's not super bad. I can still work with that. I work with that. I really hope to cure my insulin resistance, but you also have to keep that in mind. Stress is a true thing here. And what upsets me is that this crazy schedule is also kind of romanticized. Like, look at me, I slept only 2 hours, I woke up at 3 a.m, I started my workday at 5 a.m, it's so good, I finished at 10 o'clock in the morning, and I'll have time for my friends and my family throughout the weekends. This is crazy. Your body is, I don't know, it's so much stress, and you are romanticizing all of that. It's crazy. And speaking about stress, I put stress into a separate category of the drawbacks of working as a makeup artist, because your job is filled with stress. So your schedule is stressful. The money aspect is stressful because you have months when you don't get any money. You don't get clients. This happens. Your health, your pain, is also causing stress for you. When I was working as a makeup artist for maybe the last 3 months before the 24th of February 2022, I was in constant pain in my neck, in my arm, in my shoulder blade, and I felt that I was becoming kind of a little bit more aggressive. I was still suppressing that aggression, but I was feeling it and it wasn't making me happy. And all of that because I was feeling that pain. I felt like a wounded animal in a way. Communications can also be quite stressful because you're working with people, like with their faces and with a team of people. It is also stressful. Also, the photo shoots, when you have a lot of people you have to prepare and you have 1 hour for makeup and hair, and you have a deadline every hour and you have, I don't know, 5 people you have to prepare for the photo shoots. It's also extremely stressful. Just imagine that you work as an accountant and auditors just came to review your work and you have a deadline every hour. This is crazy. Other things that can cause a lot of stress is always comparing yourself and your success to other people's success and other people's work. Your clients that decided to try another makeup artist for the photo shoot, and you see those photos with the makeup done by other makeup artists, and you are thinking, was I doing something wrong? Did I tell them something bad? What happened? Why they went to another makeup artist? And of course, devaluation is also the thing that adds to this big pyramid of stress. The 9th drawback of working as a makeup artist is that you will have to carry a lot of heavy stuff, especially if you also do hair. You will have to carry all your makeup, all the brushes, some sanitizers, cotton pads, wet wipes, all of it. If you also do hair, you also have to carry the hair stuff, the blow dryers, some curling wands, curling irons, all of that, like styling for your hair. And as I am quite tall, I've been also carrying with me a chair, like a very tall chair. I also was carrying with me the light because I was treasuring my eyesight quite a lot. In my personal opinion, the most convenient way to get to your client is by taxi, because first of all, the taxi driver will leave you right at the entrance of where you're going. So you won't have to walk from the parking lot to the entrance. You can also relax while you get to your destination because you don't have to drive it yourself. But there are also drawbacks to getting by taxi. First of all, it is not very convenient to get outside of town. So if your client lives outside the city, this will be much pricier and it will be harder to find a taxi to get back into town, back into the city. Many people were telling me that probably it is much more comfortable to get to your clients in your own car. Yes, I agree with that. I really enjoyed traveling to my clients. It was very comfortable to get to the clients that lived outside the city. And I also could keep a lot of stuff in my car. For example, I sometimes left the chair for several days and have to take it back into my flat. But the biggest drawback of having a car is that you really have to drive there yourself and you have to pay attention while you drive, and sometimes it can be like 50 kilometers one way. Also, you have to find a parking lot, and sometimes in Moscow it was quite hard to find a parking lot. And once I managed to park only maybe like 500 or 700 meters away from the entrance, and I had to carry all of my stuff to the bride, like for more than half a kilometer. It was so painful and so hard. And this is the video of me carrying all of the stuff I brought for the bride that day, and I had to walk back with all of it all alone with zero help. It was very hard. Thankfully, my muscles exist. Also, sometimes there is no elevator in the building and you have to carry all of your makeup, everything upstairs several flights, it can be exhausting. And sometimes you get into traffic jams and understand that it will be much faster if you walk there on foot, and now you're finding yourself running around Kremlin for 2 kilometers in December, and it's snowing and there is ice everywhere and you're carrying a chair. Yes, this happened to me once.
А я вот решила немножко посидеть. Вот там вот Кремль, вот здесь Кремлевский дворец, а вот мой стул и косметичка.
The 10th drawback of working as a makeup artist is that it is quite easy to fall out of the profession. So as this job is very physical, everything depends on your health and on how good you feel. So if something happens to you, you get ill, you break an arm or you break a finger. I don't wish that on anybody, but this may happen. If you break a leg, if you get pregnant and give birth and you stay with a child, you do not get any support because this is freelance. You're on your own. And you really need to keep your body healthy to be able to continue working. If you have to leave your profession for quite a long time because maybe giving a birth to a child or because of some unfortunate event, you are kind of losing your qualification because everything is changing. The trends are changing and you will have to spend quite some time returning back into the stream. The 11th drawback of working as a makeup artist is that you will have to do a lot of job that won't pay you any money. You will have to wash your brushes. Sometimes it may take up to 2 hours. If you were collecting for some period of time, it may take you 3 hours to clean and wash all of your brushes. And for me, the minimum amount I'm washing my brushes is around maybe 25-30 minutes. If you work with clients and travel to them, this time you spend on traveling from one client to another client is also the time that you are not getting any money for. And you will also have to spend quite some time cleaning all and polishing all of your makeup so it looks very nice and not disgusting. Also, communicating with your clients and arranging the schedule will also require quite a lot of time and management. You will also have to sometimes consult your clients online, and it may also take quite a lot of time. For example, you have a bride that is very worried and she will be talking about a hairstyle for her wedding with you for hours via voicemail, and you will be calming her down, and this is also the work that is not paid. And if you want to make your portfolio better, you will also have to spend a lot of time on developing it. You will have to look for the models, for photographers, arranging all of that, thinking of ideas, and the photo shoot for your portfolio itself. It may actually require for you to pay for that. Also, working on your social media requires quite a lot of time because you have to present yourself to the world, and you are doing this via social media. And filming your own content for your social media also is a lot of time and a lot of effort. The 12th drawback is that as a makeup artist, to have more competitive ability, you have to develop in the related professions, and you have to learn related professions. What do I mean? For example, many people, at least in Russia, they don't want a makeup artist who only does makeup. They want 2-in-1. They want makeup and hair. So you will have to learn how to do hair. If you want to be a more popular makeup artist, you will have to work on your social media and also develop as a blogger. If you want to have more stability in the financial aspect, you will have to learn to do, brows, maybe lash extensions, or maybe tattoo or a microblading stuff. To have content on your social media that will attract more people, you will have to learn how to photograph, how to retouch, how to film videos, how to montage, how to put the light correctly so that it looks beautiful and you have a beautiful picture in your video so that it attracts more people, how to promote yourself on social media, how to talk on camera, how to present yourself on camera. And this list can go on and on and on. So you have to develop in the areas where you might not be as good. Maybe you're a brilliant makeup artist, but if you don't do this extra work, extra developing, nobody will find you. Nobody will know how brilliant you are. These were the main 12 drawbacks, and also have 3 bonus drawbacks of working as a makeup artist. The first one is that it is quite hard to immigrate to another country as a makeup artist, especially if you are not blessed to be born in developed countries. Because in order to get like a talent visa, you have to have quite a lot of accomplishments, like being top of the top in your country, to be qualified for a talent visa into, I don't know, USA or UK. The 14th drawback is that you will be around alcohol quite a lot. So parties, weddings, birthdays, all of that is usually surrounded with alcohol, and people will ask you to drink, and quite often, at least in Russia, they don't take no for an answer, and you're starting to tell that, well, I don't drink, well, I'm Muslim. They will still like, well, a little bit, it's a party, please. I still want to do your makeup beautifully and your liner symmetrical. I really don't need to drink, please, no. And thankfully, like, having a car was a blessing for me, because I was just saying, well, I'm driving, I can't. And they were, well, you're driving, okay. And they won't ask any other questions. And for example, if you have some alcohol problems, this might be a problem for you. And the 15th and the last drawback, it was suggested by a very good makeup artist from Russia, Anna Zavgorodnya. She became a winner of a makeup show in Russia, the 2nd season, and became the leading makeup artist of L'Oreal, at least before 24th of February 2022. This was who she was. And she suggested that especially if you get into developing of makeup, you will deal with pollution and you will contribute to the pollution. So there is no system of recycling makeup. And unfortunately, as it is such a big industry, just being a makeup artist and especially developing makeup will mean that you are directly polluting our planet Earth. So what are my conclusions? Working as a makeup artist is not about money, is not about a beautiful job where you have all of those pretty palettes and pretty jars and brushes and all of that. You should go into that profession with your whole heart and soul if you're really, really passionate about creating makeup looks. If you want money and a beautiful, pretty job, you should go to work, I don't know, into a bank, into an office, and wear all of your beautiful costumes and do your makeup and be pretty. Makeup artistry requires a lot of effort. Yes, it is very stylish, but there are plenty of drawbacks in this profession. And what I want to say that if you watched till this moment, thank you very much. I really appreciate it a lot. And I have a question for you. Have you ever thought about becoming a makeup artist? And if you are a makeup artist, please write down in the comments everything that is on your heart, that is on your shoulders and is weighing you down. This is the place, this is your therapy. Okay, thank you very much for watching, and bye-bye.